Hello, Paul Nicholson back for day number 2 of our practice games for staying at home and staying in touch. So these are the games which I am pitching to you this week to play with your friends online. The second one of the week is one of my personal favourites, and this is genuine fun. Now, a lot of you may know this already, but for the guys and girls who don't, you're in for a treat. It's called Half It. Now, everybody in this game, you can play on your own, you can play with another person, you can play with as many people as you want. That's one of the beauties of this game. So, let's start. Start on 40 points, and that's my own personal way of doing things. You can start on 0 if you want, but I like to have some points on the board to start with. No matter what level you're at, you're going to have some points to start with. So, I'm going to put a scorecard up on the screen in about 2 seconds time so you can see what we're dealing with. But the consensus of the game is this. You've got to hit the requisite targets, and if you don't, your score will be halved. By the end of the game, whoever has the highest score wins. Pretty simple, right? Well, you would think so. Some of the things on the scorecard are quite tricky. Things like 3C, which means 3 different colours. So you have to get a green piece, a white piece and a black piece, or 3 different colours with 3 different darts. T stands for treble, so you have to have a treble in that visit, and the score that you get on that visit is only the trebles that you get. The double part, which is the D, it's only the doubles that will count towards the score. You get what I'm saying? This is a tricky game, but it's very, very good fun. I will have a session online with you at some point this week just to explain this a little bit more, or we'll put a little bit of an explanation just below this video, okay? So if anybody's got any questions, please don't be hesitant in tweeting me at the Asset180. This is Half It, this is fun, and here's a couple of examples. This is a really good example of a treble visit when you've got the T part of the game. As you can see, I've scored a small 20, a big 20 and a treble 20. Now, you get the treble 20, which means that your score will not be halved, but in this instance, you will score 60 points, not 100. You only score what you hit. So, if you hit 180, you score 180. But in this occasion, I only scored 60. This is a really good example of getting 3 different colours. Now, as you can see, I went for the bullseye first. That's a really good tactic. So I've got a green piece here. I went for the treble 20 because if I got the black or the red, that would have counted. So I got the treble 20. Then after that, I went for the simple single 19. So in this instance, on 3 different colours in this game, I scored 104, which isn't too bad. Now, if you don't get 3 colours, score is halved. Pretty simple. This is what you do on triangle. The triangle means everything in the same segment. So let's say you're going for 3 single 20s, and this is what I've got here, but one of them sneaks into the treble 20, the first dart. After that, if you don't get 2 more, half your score. Everything has to be in the same segment, and that is always on my scorecard. Always take the safe option on this one. Luckily for me on this occasion, on the plus 65 section, I scored 121, which gets me 121 points. But if you don't get over 65 points, your score is halved once more. So that's just an example of that one. But the beauty about this section is you can tailor it to whatever you want. You can make it plus 101 if you want to make it even harder. Or you can bring it down to something like plus 45. The fun guys amongst us like to make it really small. And you can make it -9 or -7, which means you have to score less than those particular numbers. That's where you've got to get really creative. But in this scorecard, plus 65 means score more than 65, and on this occasion, I managed to get it. When you finish the game off, you have to hit a bullseye. I'm not talking about the 25 or the bullseye, I'm talking about the centre bit. And on this occasion, I've scored 2 of them. So I've got myself 100 points in the final section of the game. And the beautiful thing about this game is if you can stay alive and stay with your opponent, it always comes down to the very last shot. If you don't get that bullseye at the end, you're probably going to lose. That simple. But it's the perfect way to finish the game. I hope you all enjoy Harvest. I know I have for the last 25 years.